Davinci Resolve 19 is finally here. Now check this out. If I delete this clip, then it also deletes the transition, just like normal. But if I ripple delete this clip, then the next clip take the place of the deleted clip and the transition stays at its place. This is one of the few small features that has been added to improve your quality of work. We're also going to talk about some of the big features, the studio only features at the end of this video. But before that, let's talk about the features that are available on the free version as well. So the next feature that you might have already noticed is this checkerboard background. So if you click on this icon and go to viewer background, then by default it's black, but now you can change it to gray or you can change it to this checkerboard background. Now I prefer checkerboard background because Fusion page has the checkerboard background as well, so it's similar. By the way, this background is only shown if there is a transparent clip or image. If you go to an empty place, it still shows the black background. Another thing you might have not noticed is these two buttons. So the first one is clip, which will show all the properties of the clip in the timeline, and the second one is audio track. If you click on it, it will select the first audio track. By the way, you can also select the audio track by clicking on here. Boop, boop. The next feature is my favorite feature on the edit page. So here you can see I have two video clips. If I drag and drop one video clip on the media pool and then right click, and here you will find these sync media files. If I click on it, it will also drag all the other video clips inside this folder. So here one new video clip, one GIF file, an image and an audio file. So now if I select the Resync button, then it will add only the video file and also the zip file, but it won't add any image or any audio file, which I think it's a little weird. I hope they add the feature in the future version. So now let's move on to the effects panel. First thing in the effects panel, if you click on this drop down next to the search, now you can choose to search on the current folder or all of the folder. So now if I go to the video transitions and search for a effect that available on the open effects, let's search this directional blur. You can see it doesn't matter which folder we are in, it will search all the folders and find the effect we are looking for. Now that we are already inside this effects panel, in the effects panel you can see there are more effects and generators and titles has been added by Blackmagic. You can check them out. Another thing in the effects panel, if you take a text plus node, now in this drop down enable the Fusion overlay, and now if you right click here and go to template and allow manual position, then you can manually change the individual letters on screen. We had the similar feature on the basic text node where you can edit your text and move it on screen, but now we can do the same in the text plus as well. Our last feature on the edit page, and probably the most useful one, is reference clip. So now if I right click on one of the clip and create a reference composition, then just hit create. Now if I go inside this clip and make any adjustment, now if I want to apply the same composition to this clip, select the reference clip, right click, link to reference composition, and it will apply the same effect. Now if you go inside this clip, just change the background color and go back, it will change the color of this composition as well. So both of them are linked to this reference clip. So whatever changes you make one, it will apply to all of them. So now let's move on to the Fusion page. So in Fusion they had a lot of features. I'm gonna cover some of them. So the first feature I'm really excited about is MultiPoly, which is similar to the multi-merge node but for polygons. So here you can add different polygons in one node. Let's add another polygon, and you can also move them individually. So now instead of stacking different polygons, you can just use this MultiPoly to add different polygons. And the next feature, which is not a big of a deal, but personally for me it's very useful. So you see, I don't use the default layout of in the Fusion page because I'm too cool for that. I use this mid-flow workspace, and the reason I use it because you can add nodes and right beside you get the inspector panel, so it's very easy to use. But one problem is the viewer. You can see there are a lot of gaps in this viewer, and that's why I use this spline. But now if I go to the workspace and then layout preset and the Fusion preset, we can see there are two more new preset has been added, left flow vertical and mid flow vertical. So I'm using mid flow currently. Now if I switch to mid flow vertical, you'll see it doesn't change anything. But if I now turn on two viewers, both viewers are now placed vertically, which is very useful. Now I can make use of those both viewers. So previously it was like something like this, a lot of gaps here and there, which is a waste. But now I can use both viewer and still have this many area to work with my nodes. So I personally love this feature. Let me know your favorite Fusion feature. Now let's move on to the edit page. So our last two features that are still available on the free version is this dialogue leveler. If you talk very quietly or very loudly, so this feature will level them up and make them sound similar. There are few presets you can use, and this feature has already been added on version 18, but in this version they made it more faster and more better. And the last feature which is available on the free version is the ducker. If you select this clip, you can't find the ducker here. To use the ducker, you have to select the track. So let's select this track, and here you can see this ducker option. In the source, first select which track it will look at and then how much volume you want to decrease. So here's an example with the ducker is enabled. First you can hear the music, but if I stop talking, so the music got louder, but when I start talking again, the music again fades to a lower volume. That's how the ducker works. So now we will start talking about the studio only features. So the first feature is on the color page is this film look creator. So if you drag this to this node, and it gives you these sliders, which by using this tool you can get a cinematic type look. You can change the preset from here. To be honest, I'm not good at in color grading and I didn't spend much time with this tool, but this is a great tool for newbies like me who doesn't know much about color grading. So I will spend more time with this tool and I will let you know. So the next feature is dialogue separator. This feature also is only available on the audio track. So you have to select the track to get this feature, and with this feature you can separate the voice and the background and all the ambience. The reason I am not showing this because it's a little heavy effect, and also it doesn't work with the audio I currently have. That's why I'm not demonstrating this one. But there's another feature which you can apply on the clip. So you can select the clip, and in the inspector you will see this music remixer option. If you turn that on, it will also give you the similar option. You can mute the voice, or you can mute all the other music instruments, which will give you only the voice, or you can just mute the voice to get the background music. And this music remixer works way better. Let me show you a demo. Let's turn this off, and this is the raw audio. And now if we turn on the music remixer, let's mute the voice, and now let's listen. And now let's mute all the other instruments. Just keep the voice, then you will have something like this. All my fellas. You see, there's no music. Let's add the drums back. All my fellas. You see, we can hear the drums. So this is how it works. So you can use the Remixer tool, only available on Davinci Resolve Studio. So you can now transcribe the whole timeline. So let's right click on the timeline, go to audio transcription, and now before hitting transcribe, if you tick this box, speaker detection, and then hit transcribe. So here you can see we have speaker 1 and speaker 2. We can rename it, and it will rename all of them. And now you can make edit right from here. You see it selected this clip, and if we hit delete here, it will delete from our timeline as well. And from here you can switch between from the clip transcription to your timeline transcription. So our last but not the least feature is IntelliTracker. So you can drag this box to whatever you want to track, and then just hit track forward. It does very excellent job in tracking stuff. You can see it has zoomed in, but it still hasn't lost the tracking point. Okay, sometimes it does something like that. So in that situation, what you can do, just move the point a little bit and start tracking again. Now after the track has been done, now let's take an image, and here's our final tracking. You see when it's zoomed in, it's also decreased the size of the image. Okay, so another thing I just found out while recording this video, if you go to the media pool on the Fairlight page, now you also get this viewer to preview your audio clips, and you can also make an in and out point just by clicking I and O, and then just drag it and drop it to your timeline. So yeah, that's all of the feature that I currently have tried. Let me know your favorite feature in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.